Just who the hell are you? Come on, speak quick, or your brains will give my entrance hall a brand new color. Just a traveler, eh? Well, wherever you were traveling to, this ain't it. It isn't smart to burst into a private residence unannounced. Oh, the door was unlocked? Wait, really? Oh, shit. Well, come here a second. Let me look at you. Yeah, well. You look normal enough, I suppose. My apologies for being so quick to the gun. Can't be too careful at times like this, especially at night. There are more things that lurk in the shadows than just the odd coyote. And you shouldn't be traveling without a proper light, either. As apologies for almost killing you, I'll give you one of my lanterns and set you on the right path. Where are you headed? Oh, really? You were looking for the Hunters Guild? Well now, it seems you were on the right path after all. Saw one of my flyers, did you? I spread those in every general store and post office from here as far south as San Saba. I didn't think anyone saw 'em, or cared. Well, if you're looking for a good $1 or two, and to do some real good in the world, then this is the place. Not too many people take up vampire hunting these days. Hell, folks don't even believe in them much anymore. They herald them as legends from old tales that mothers tell their children to get them to go to bed on time. Fools, all of them. They'd end up as cattle without people like me. Come on, let's go sit. I'll pour you a drink and we can set this ball rolling. What was that? Where's everyone else? Well, about that. Currently, I am the only member. But I've always been of a mind that the smaller the group, the quieter you move. And as hunters, being stealthy is our greatest weapon. There are some larger groups further east, sure. Was a member of one for 5 years. Climbed my way through those ranks only to have them give me the boot 6 months back. Said my methods were unsound. That I was too unorthodox and cruel. Fucking bastards. Dumbasses, all of them. Unorthodox. Can you believe that? It's like having pity on a mountain lion before it rips your entrails out. Vampires, they ain't people anymore. They may have been once, but they are no different than other foul things that haunt the night in the dark corners behind the pines. They don't deserve pity. They prey on innocent folks. They're like wolves, and we, you and I and everyone else, we're sheep. But at least we are smart sheep, and ruthless, and very heavily armed. We at the guild hunt the hunter. You ever seen what one of them does to a fella? No? Well, I have. They won't just beat you down, string you up like a hog just to bleed you dry. No. They'll do it just to watch you suffer. Watch the light leave your eyes and feel your last breath. They take a sick pleasure in it. Now come on. I'll pour you that drink. Oh, what's the matter now? Oh, what? You ain't never seen a corpse before? It was chained up to the wall a few minutes ago. Was about to dispose of it, and then you showed up. What do you mean, he? Look at it, it was a goddamn vampire. A beast. Come here. Look at those fangs. Bloodstained, ain't they? The eyes ain't even faded yet. And it died this morning. Don't you start going soft on me already. Now, sit down. Where's that drink? Cheers. I tracked that bastard on the floor over there for about a week before I found it lurking in the woods close to dawn. Oh, I caught it lacking and drug it up here. Chained it up nice and snug on that wall there to observe. I wanted to see how long it would take to starve. Pretty quick, was the answer. After about a month, it went blood mad. Feral, some folks call it. At that point, you can kill them with pretty normal means. A bullet to the head did the job well enough. Bastard must have just been a fledgling. The madness set in quick. Usually it takes a bit longer the older they are, or at least I've found. You should have heard the threats, the names he called me, the curses on me and my family. Said I was a monster. But it's rather quiet now, wouldn't you say? Now don't worry. Won't get back up. Son of a bitch is cold as stone. Here. Have another drink. Whew. Man. Nothing beats a whiskey on a cold night, eh? Well, I'm sorry. How impolite of me. My mother's rolling in her grave right now. I haven't even introduced myself. My name's Alder. Yeah, like the tree. Don't ask me what my folks were thinking. I don't know. There weren't even any alder trees near where I grew up. Well, it's very nice to meet you, friend. I can tell. You'll do well here. You look tough and seem smart. And you might be yellow now, but you got that gleam in your eye. All good hunters have it. It means you'll do whatever it takes to protect the innocent. Now, this occupation is hard. I ain't gonna lie to you. It takes devotion and grit. It'll tax your soul. You'll feel emotions. Regret, sadness, pity. Vampires are tricky like that. They don't really look like animals or beasts, I'll admit that. They look like you or I. And they'll look at you, and you'll see fear in their eyes. They beg, sometimes, even cry. But your heart must remain cold as raw iron, because if the positions were reversed, and they had caught you, they wouldn't have any mercy. You'd be dead, or worse. but it's a job we have to do. Because it seems like nobody else will. Here. Let's have one more drink. Why'd I join? Huh. That's a good question. I had a friend coming up. Anna Mae. She and her folks lived in a little homestead about a quarter-mile from ours. It was a nice spot. Stood in an old fir stand with a little creek running right down the middle of their claim before tumbling off a rock face into a pond. Her and I used to walk together along the creek. I'd play banjo and she'd sing. We were good friends. Well, there weren't really any other kids around, so our friendship was almost destined. As we grew older, I'll admit, I grew sweet on her. Then winters started getting harder and corn would yield less and less every year. So I stopped seeing her so often. I had to help provide. I'd still make the time to make the walk out to see her whenever I could. Once or twice a month. Then, on my 19th birthday, I made the walk and they were gone. All of them. Left no trace. The door was open and their house was empty. Could barely tell anyone had lived there at all. The tools were gone from the shed and the livestock was missing from the barn. I searched all over for any signs of where they could have gone. Wagon tracks and the sort. But it had been raining for the past few days and I found nothing. And that should have been the end of it. I should have never seen Anna Mae again. I wish it was the last time. Well, 4 years later, my pa was dead of tuberculosis and I was in the war fighting alongside the Union. We was marching through this little backwoods town called Lizard Skin, I think. Yeah, that was it. The captain pulled us to a halt and gave us 2 days R&R. That was the best news we had ever heard. Guess all the killing could wait a few days. After about 15 minutes, I was already 4 drinks in at the inn and damn near as drunk as an out-of-work coal miner on a Tuesday. I was at the bar, head down, when I heard someone say my name and put a hand on my shoulder. When I looked to see who it was, I was overcome with joy. It was Anna Mae. But that feeling subsided quick and was replaced with this unnatural sinking feeling, like a deep, heavy dread. It looked like her, sounded like her. She recognized me, but something was wrong. Very, very wrong. When she embraced me, she felt cold as the grave. I couldn't put my finger on what was wrong. The drink didn't help. She bought me a few more, and before I knew it, we were talking about old times. I asked where her family had gone, and all she did was smile. I found myself following her up to her room in the inn. The air felt like I were moving through soup, like I was trapped, half asleep, like I had no control. When we got to her room, she changed in an instant. She wasn't my old friend anymore. She attacked me. Now, I'm very good in a scrap, but she kicked my ass. Handily. She threw me across the room like it was nothing. I was almost helpless. She tried to sink her teeth into me. I was terrified. More terrified than I have ever been. And I've been under mortar fire. Seen my friends rent limb from limb. But in that moment, as I fought my only real friend, I figured it was the end. But I got lucky. Very, very lucky. I killed her. I did. Stabbed her with a chair leg that had broken in the scrap. And that's when I decided. My fear turned to hate, and my hate into anger and rage. I swore that I'd make every single blood-sucking bastard I came across pay for what they did. What they made her become. I'm sorry, I rambled and wasted time. But you asked, and now you know. I don't blame you if you need time to think about this level of commitment. But all that's left to do is have you take the oath, and we begin your training. So you're ready then? Very well. Now, repeat after me. I, a child of death, vow to bring pain upon those who defy him. Those who cheat him, I will chain and break. Those who deny him, I will set alight. For he is death, and death is the only constant. After light comes dark, after warm comes cold. And so unto life comes death. We stand against those who live in undeath, those who prey on the mortal coil, those who cheat death and consume blood. For we are death's hand, and those cursed we cure with the gun. Good. Now give me your hand. Let the blood fall onto the table. It'll serve as contract, lest it be spilt if you betray the death's hand. Now, that's it. Welcome to Death's Hand, my friend. We're going to do some good work. We'll start your training at first light tomorrow, but as your first assignment, let's get rid of this, well, our mutual friend here. You grabbed its shoulders, I'll grab the legs. Come on, through the back. The rain has started to let up, it seems. Good. Just toss him here in the stone ring. Hand me that canister there. It's kerosene, so be careful. So long.